national capital, one of unprecedented deluge with Yamuna flooding several areas, bringing lives to a complete standstill in the national capital. The other of Delhi ministers trying to persistently shift the blame, from alleging that BJP is deliberately trying to drown Delhi to saying that NDRF was not deployed in time to alleged time over allegations by a chief engineer that money for maintenance of Yamuna bridge has not been given by the Delhi government for the last 5 years.
पुल को लेकर के मेंटेनेंस का 5 साल से पैसा नहीं दिया गया।
चीफ इंजीनियर का ये बयान है।
मैंने अभी भी पता किया है कि ये पैसा हम नहीं देते, ये पैसा एनटीपीसी देती है। एनटीपीसी दिया करती थी, तो एनटीपीसी भी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट की है, तो ये प्रश्न एनटीपीसी से पूछना चाहिए, उन्होंने दिया नहीं दिया, इसमें दिल्ली सरकार का कोई रोल नहीं होता।
सीधे तौर पे ये कह रहे हैं कि हमने
गलत बोल रहे हैं। देखिए, पिछले 5-6 दिन से जब से ये मुद्दा उठा है कि वो 5 गेट नहीं खुल रहे, मीडिया में आया, मीडिया में इतना ज़्यादा उठा, तो अब वो कोई ना कोई बहाना कोई ढूंढ रहे हैं, लेकिन ये आपस में वो करने का वो नहीं है।
There are multiple reasons why there was a deluge in the national capital, multiple reasons why people had to suffer. One of those reasons is a delay in the Apex Committee meeting. Let's tell you how the same Chief Minister who heads the Apex Committee, the job of the committee, remember, is to recommend, supervise and coordinate flood control measures, failed to ensure that its meeting takes place in time to take stock of preparedness. My colleague Pratibha is joining us from the Newspit to explain the documents that have been accessed by Times Now that will highlight the delay. Yes, Pratibha.
Yes, Swati. So, you know, the reactions that are coming now, the conspiracy theory being floated by Aam Aadmi Party ministers comes after what we saw in the national capital. But let's talk about what happened before the rains and the kind of preparedness or, you know, the activities that were taken up or were supposed to be taken up by the Delhi government. This here is a document of the district magistrate of East District, and it talks about the meetings that were to be called. As it says here, as the flood season is about to start during monsoon 2023, flood control order 2023 is required to be issued for its implementation by all the stakeholders, departments and agencies. There is an Apex committee in existence in NCT of Delhi under the chairmanship of the Honorable Chief Minister to recommend, supervise and coordinate flood control measures. Now, very importantly, what we need to look at are the dates over here, and look at it. Here it says signed by the DDMA, you have it here, 19th. So 19th of June is when this was issued, and look at the response. Here you have the principal secretary as well who has signed this order. Now look at the date here, 19th, like we just mentioned, and now look at the response that has come in. If you look at the response, it has come in only on 26th. So from 19 to 26, there's been a huge delay, apathy on every step. The Honorable Chief Minister has seen and desired that the Honorable Minister of Revenue may kindly convene the meeting. That's what it says here. So there's already been a delay from 19th to the 26th. And very quickly, if we move a little forward here, it also shows the response that has come in from the Revenue Minister, and it comes on the 27th. And after that, a meeting that has been called, let me quickly bring it here. The Honorable Minister of Revenue has seen and desired to have a short meeting for releasing of flood control order 2023. The meeting shall be held on the 30th of June. So first, when it was called from 19th to the 30th, when the meeting was finally called, there's already been a delay, a criminal delay, if we may call it that, you know, of about 10 days after the meeting was supposed to be called. The preparedness, the kind of contingency measures that had to be put in place were clearly ignored every step along the way, Swati.
Now, why this meeting was so important, Pratibha? Because the Apex Committee looks after, you know, recommending, supervising and coordinating flood control measures. And, you know, it could have suggested ways and means to avoid the situation. This particular committee is chaired by the Chief Minister himself. What we do know from these documents and what you've highlighted is that till the 30th, there was no action. Till the 30th, no meeting took place. Notices were being sent. The issue was being brought to the notice of the top leadership. Also, Pratibha, the Apex Committee comprises of all the ministers of the national capital, the member of parliaments of the national capital, and various heads of different agencies, isn't it? Pratibha, can you hear me?
Swati?
Yes, Pratibha, I was just trying to understand from you why this Apex committee is so crucial. Can you take us through who all are a part of the committee and what is the job of the Apex committee, how this particular meeting could have helped save the national capital from the deadly deluge?
Absolutely. And more importantly, I just want to highlight, Swati, like we mentioned, it's not just a delay from the 19th to the 30th. There's been a further delay as well. And I want to point out to that because any contingency measures that were to be taken up had to be taken up in this period before the heavy rainfall. Very, very important to mention that this meeting was also scheduled to be held last year, but it was not held at all. So last year, thankfully, the rains were better in. People didn't see this kind of a deluge all around, but this time around, because the rains were unsparing, that's the reason why Delhiites had to suffer. But it clearly shows how the Delhi government had ignored all the SOS signals that had come in. Last year, there was no meeting at all, and this year there has been a criminal delay. I want to take you through another meeting notice that had been issued by the Office of the District Magistrate. Again, it says the meeting of the Apex Committee to review the flood control measures in the National Capital Territory of Delhi and for issuance of flood control order shall be held on the 30th. Like we mentioned, on the 30th is when the meeting was to take place. Now, this is a delay that has taken place, and look at this. This is the next notice that has been issued. Clearly, the meeting did not take place even on the 30th. And now this is the next notice of the meeting of the Apex Committee to review the flood control measures in the National Capital Territory, scheduled to be held on 3rd of July, 3 p.m. was postponed. So yet again it was postponed and now shall be held on the 6th of July. So look at the delay from 19th of June when the meeting was to be taking place. It's been a huge delay, and there's been different postponements that have taken place here as well. Another postponement that has taken place with the meeting finally being scheduled for the 6th of July. So look at the criminal delay that has taken place, and this, believe it or not, is just 3 days before the record rainfall that the national capital saw. So even if there was a meeting on the 6th of July, could there have been enough time for putting in place the contingency measures to ensure there's enough preparedness? 3 days would not have been enough because there's been a huge delay from the 19th when the meeting was to take place until the 6th of July.
So there was a delay, and it can be called a criminal delay of 17 to 18 days. Now,